My name is Travis Legg. My pronouns are he and they, and I will be shutting my mouth and handing the hosting over to our story guide, Tom Murr, momentarily. But before I do, a couple things I just want to make sure that you all are aware of. First of all, the new release for this week just dropped over at Drive Through RPG, and it is Trinity Continuum Anima, and that is available in POD and PDF right now. Go get yourself a copy. It's an amazing cyberpunk book as part of the Trinity Continuum. It takes place in the timeline between Aberrant and Aeon. Lots of cool stuff. It's got kind of a built-in sub-game with the Terra Surge MMO. Lots of neat things. So go over and check that out. Also, I wanted to remind you, of course, that we do still have a few days left in the Abyssals Kickstarter. Our Kickstarter. Whew, I'm going to get fired. Indiegogo. Make sure you head over to Indiegogo at the link I've just shared in the chat, and I will actually pin that as well. So that'll be hanging out at the top of the chat for the remainder of the stream. Real easy to access. So if you've not yet checked that out, Abyssal's Sworn to the Grave for Exalted 3rd Edition over on Indiegogo. It is fully funded, and there were, last time I looked, there were 14 stretch goals unlocked. So there's a lot of cool stuff you get along with that if you support it. Now that the bills are paid, I will pass the mic over to Tom. Tom, show is yours.
Thank you. I have this handy email that is reminding me, and you're probably right to correct me, but shouldn't there be a sale on Studio 2 and Indie Press Revolution right now?
There are, in fact, yes. Thank you
Ooh.
for reminding me. Those have both activated, and I will throw those links in the chat momentarily.
Yes, I'm doing it. Okay. Hi. I'm Tom Murr. I am your storyteller for tonight. And I hope everybody is well and good and didn't suffer too heavily from our short break. But we are back, and we are more magical and much more proficient in the rules of the game, as I have done some research and looked up one thing, and everything will be brilliant this point on. So uh, we we're gonna jury rig our way through this game as we started it, and I am very happy that I am not making a fool of myself alone, but I am in the most beautiful company of my wonderful, wonderful players. And since you're already starting so well, please, Ipse, introduce yourself and the wonderful character that you're playing.
Hi, I am Ipsy. I will be playing Judith Lee. She is a security specialist working for, is it Helix Incorporated? Helix Incorporated. Sorry, it's been a minute. My I'm Too Beautiful disease really flared up last time, and I couldn't be here. I was just radiating gorgeousness, and I had to isolate myself in the house. But yeah, no, she's been missing for a session, wandering around somebody's room, bumping in, writing mysterious messages on a wall in her own lipstick. So hopefully that won't have any negative consequences for her. I have nothing currently to plug right now, but I want to plug everyone else's stuff. I think everyone here is great, and they're beautiful and wonderful. Thank you so much for playing with me.
Thank you too. Next one on the line is the most magnificent Ren.
Hi, my name is Ren. I'm going to be playing Dr. Brian Gilberts, a burnt out math teacher who's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And not really have to plug anything, for my life is pretty dull, like a real math teacher. And just looking forward to one of the most amazing DMs that I ever had.
Oh, thank you. Now I have something to live up to. Um, well, next outstanding, wonderful player is Josie.
Hi, my name is Josie. I'm going to play Eleanor, a server goblin turned time mage for some reason. Sure, that'll work. I do have things to plug, namely the leak in my roof, and also the audio drama I am a part of, which I am going to link in chat right now. We're slowly working on more episodes, which are very slowly churning out due to our director being a tiny bit a lot ill, but we'll get there eventually, and it's free to listen. So you better do.
Nice. Thank you. And last but definitely not least, the most inspiring Travis.
Very, very kind of you to say. Yeah, I'm Travis again, pronouns he, they. I'm going to be playing Nancy. Her pronouns are she, her. Nancy is a graphic designer who works for the company and has just had it with this trip. She is not in a good headspace right now. She is angry. So, yeah, having said that, we'll see where things go tonight. I look forward to exploring. I look forward to getting in touch with Nancy's feelings.
Great. Thank you. I might use the opportunity to just plug something for myself. I've been busy writing Vaesen stuff in the last weeks, and I was, as Travis was too, visiting Illusion and HorrorCon on the start of December, and I had the awesome opportunity to run Remember Me, which can be a very disturbing modern Vaesen mystery about identity loss and memory loss and a lot of other things. And I'm pretty proud of it. And so, yeah, you can find that on Drive-Thru. And I also made a recording with Red Moon Role Playing in 2 episodes, which can be heard on their podcast or YouTube. And I just had a fascinating conversation yesterday, and I hope I get some voice work done this month. So there might be more storytelling from me in the future. So I'm very excited about. Okay. Okay. I'm very excited to finally return to this wonderful, magical world that we are starting to explore. And what can I tell you about this amazing place we're in right now? Well, maybe start with picturing a wild mountain range. Beautiful snow-covered mountain peaks, deep valleys, and on the side of one of these giant rocks, there's a beautiful, beautiful castle. And it stood there for a very, very long time. And it was just recently, let's say, rented by the magnificent international acting, health, and well-being company called Helix Inc. Just become whole again. And they're doing their annual company retreat there with the whole staff from one of the branches. And they are in for 5 days in this beautiful wild, somewhere in Central Europe located place. There is free food, there's free bar, there are dance opportunities. There are, of course, workshops, but also a lot of games. And it is just amazing. Almost everyone is there, and there are rumors that management will join them probably on the last day for a very nice meet and greet, and everybody will be so happy, and while productivity will be rising in the future, and it's just the best. Well, it could be if one wasn't transported by one way or the other to a very, very different world. If our heroes haven't been transported to the supernal realm and have climbed to the top of the watchtowers, representations of magic in a way. And all of them have written their name into these towers, into the books, into this reality. And they have returned, and they have been changed. They now see through the lie in a few places. They can almost sense the supernal realm, the way the world really is, and what has been taken away from us. They have tasted what true power, what true strength is. And they have returned with a mere fraction of this power, of this knowledge. And they have discovered they aren't the only ones. So we return to a hotel room in this castle, somewhere in the mid-European mountains. And there are our good Dr. Gilbert and Ellie and brain is breaking. Nancy. And they are joined by Holly Patterson, who is working with HR. And they had a little talk about, well, you have seen what the world really is like, and you might have experienced the first few things that you can do, what you can see. I can probably tell you a little bit about the world. And somehow, this conversation turned sideways because apparently some people in this room have a problem with being volunteered to decipher the world's largest escape room and not being asked to participate, but just, well, being selected for it. Somehow, people decided it would be a good idea to drench the room completely in shadows, to maybe react angry to a person who is not only superior in rank, but probably also in experience. And other people decided it was a brilliant idea to just dig and find out, well, how powerful is this person? Might they become a problem? Are they dangerous? And apparently, the answer might be yes. Did this stop our mage fledglings? No, not really. And so we are right now in a situation with a room that is probably just lit by one or two smartphone displays. Otherwise, is very dark. And there are people building up their personal reservoirs of power. And Holly Patterson just lifted her personal veil a little bit. And everybody felt how, or that there are tiny insects all around them, creeping in the crevices in the wall, hiding beneath the beds and wardrobes, and that their number is large. There are so many of them. And if they're not a source of power, there's definitely something Holly might command without having to make grandiose gestures. The situation is, let's say, tense. Holly is looking at the three of you, and you can probably see that she's looking at you, calculating at this moment. And if I remember this right, Brian was about to do something last session.
Yeah. Uh, Probably not a smart idea, but an idea nevertheless. I was going to try and use my words of truth to invoke a bit of my authority as a teacher to de-escalate the situation and make everybody stop what they're doing, calm down a bit, and reevaluate the situation we are in and handle this as professionals and adults.
Okay. If this is okay for you, I will walk us through the procedure of spellcasting again.
Yeah.
So first, we're using a Foundry campaign for this with integrated character sheets, and they have some helpful tools for this. In this case, you will have to go to your magic page on your character sheet and select a word of truth, and you can just hit the icon in front of the spell, and it will open the helpful sheet for this.
Mhm.
Okay. We would have to assign reach. This is a level 3 prime spell, and correct me, I think your prime is also 3. So you have 1 reach for this spell for free.
Words of Truth is a level 2 prime spell.
It is a level 2. Then I did something wrong.
I filled it wrong.
Okay, then you have a reach of 2, I think, which is okay. It is a potency spell, and it is withstood. So this means you have to decide with how much potency you're going to cast your spell. And each target of the spell will resist the spell on their own. And for this, we will subtract their composure from the potency of their spell. If the potency of your spell is in any case reduced to 0 or below, that character, not all characters, but that character isn't affected by the spell. You have a free potency of 3 with this spell, which is awesome. And you can now add dice to your die roll by choosing several yantras. Since this is a road spell for you, you can add dice in equal measure to your skill dots in your road skill.
Um, uh, the funny thing is, I pushed on like the spell, and now that lovely box is over my road skill, so I can see. Expression, and my expression is 3.
3. Okay. So you can go up to 5 bonus dice from yantras. So you could invoke your mage name. You could concentrate, which would also give you a +2. Thing is, you shall not be disturbed or do anything else while casting the spell. You don't have any magical tools right now. So these are basically your options.
I will, as a teacher, you have to constantly concentrate if you try to get somebody's attention, so I will use concentration.
Okay, great. So you can add 5 dice to your yantra dice. There is no dice mod. The withstand rating. So, what are the withstand ratings of Tracy and Ellie? Composure. We need to know your composure.
I have composure 3.
Okay.
Surprising no one, Nancy has composure too.
Okay. So we can add in the 3 unless Ellie will decide to just not resist the spell.
Considering what has happened in the last 24 hours, I think I am going to resist everything I can.
Okay.
I'm
So
sorry, doctor.
Stop struggling.
We will put in the 3 for Ellie in there. It is a road skill. I don't see any reason for paradox. So, thing is, how high do you want to go with your potency? We have free potency of 3.
I guess I will best just do it to the maximum, I guess.
You are going to maximum is very high.
Oh, okay. What do I use? Is that so? Is a potency the free ones you want to use anyway? How did you increase the potency again?
You can increase your potency as much as you want to. Thing is, it will each potency point will reduce your dice pool by 2. Yeah.
And it is only 7.
7. Okay. Then we have some more reach to spend. I would suggest cutting down on the casting time. Because otherwise we will be here for 3 hours until your spell is finished. We need to advance range to sensory, otherwise you will have to touch everyone.
Please do not. Plain tag.
We can and we need to change stuff about duration. Otherwise, this will last for 1 turn.
I guess I would also like to do the little funny thingy.
Mhm.
To like the spell says something about so many tabs, so little brain capacity. Oh, there she is. Like the +1 reach. That the mages were doing just ring it through. They like call to action. So they,
Mhm.
if they listen, they get inspired, and if they ignore my words, they will feel very guilty.
Okay.
Skill tripping your students is important.
Thing is, we could either go reduce one of the, we can just pull out one of the reaches that you have just spent on duration, casting time, and range, and like make it a touch spell, and you have to actually touch everyone, and use one range for this condition, or you can reach beyond your limits and therefore invoke paradox.
Why not? Why not? I see it, as I noticed last session, we were on a gigantic volcano ball of power. So I might be a little bit overreaching.
Okay. Great. Then we are on 1 paradox die. Okay. Okay. Before we do anything funny with paradox, you can go through with the spell. And these are, these are 3 successes. Okay. Before we go into technicalities, tell us, how does it look like as you cast the spell?
It's like when a student, like scared to go to school, like for the first time, has that one teacher when the class doesn't want to shut up, just booms their voice and just very politely says, "Shut the fuck up and behave, or I will just kick you out." And just radiating like power, like Jesus.
Okay. And as you do this, I think the other 2 still are looking at the scene with their mage sight active. And it is like the room is getting restructured in a way. Everything is getting into line, and the words that Brian is referring to, communicating with, speak of order, of discipline. And they compel you to fall in line, to be assimilated by this order. If you comply, there will be benefits. If you resist, there will be sanctions. And you feel the spell taking hold of you. And then you feel something else. It is creeping up from... This is a good question. Where does this come from? Brian is bringing something from the real world into this place that is completely obfuscated by the lie. He's bringing supernal truth. He shows how the world should be. And then there's just this creeping feeling of disconnect. There's something that is reminding you that he has to pull this from someplace else. And there's a rift between you. There's a dark place, a place that is just made of separation. And it's coming to you. The character sheet was kind enough to already do the paradox roll, and it succeeded. So I have to ask you, Dr. Brian Gilbert, as you feel this corrupting, this estranging influence welling up inside of you, do you try to contain it within you? You will feel pain for this. Or are you just going to let it loose, directed outward of your body, endangering your spell to be corrupted?
If I can't contain my own spells, I cannot contain my classroom, so I will try to contain it.
Wonderful. And as you feel this corrupting power running through your body, you decide to lock it in. And for this, I need you to roll your wisdom, which is 7.
Like a skill test?
If we can do this, yeah. Wonderful. 1 success. You can convert 1 point of paradox to 1 point of bashing damage. And you feel the pain. You feel it tearing into you, trying to rip away what you just gained, taking away from you the little precious things that you brought back from the Tower of Prime and Force. How does this make you feel?
Incredibly pissed off. And a bit hopeless, but I found it once and I can find it again, and I will find it again.
You feel measured by Holly. And then she pulls herself a chair and sits down. How do Nancy and Ellie react to the spell?
I don't like being told what to do, especially not with other forces trying to coerce me into it. That has happened way too many times, and I do not want that happening ever again. However, the scaredy cat. So I'm just gonna like as subtly as possible slink away into a corner and do what my green screen has been doing, trying to key myself out.
Nancy, on the other hand, will probably fold her arms and roll her eyes and say, "Fine, speak your piece."
You should all speak pieces of speaking your violence like it happened. But still, now you all calm down. Please let the lady that apparently knows more than we do, she needs to say. So we could maybe gain something from this. And then I give the word to HR.
Thank you, Brian. Impressive work. I saw people perform much worse as they encountered this for the first time. Okay. To avoid any further instances of what you just experienced, learn your limits and push them gently. And don't cast in front of people who don't see the world as we do. Okay. And to be honest, I might have let myself go for a little bit, and I can see how we all got a little bit angry. We can debate the circumstances as long as we want to. Thing is, you're now here. I am now here. And the place is sealed. If you want some further insight, I can give you directions or refer you to somebody else. As I said, I am not the only one here in the know. And maybe you vibe better with somebody else. I'd say we make the best of the situation that we have right now. There are places here where you can experiment, where you can learn more about you and the world without endangering anyone. And it is one of the most fascinating places. And she nods towards the well of power deep beneath you. If you make any progress solving the riddles and let me know of it, I'm sure there are ways to enhance your learning experience. I will now give you some space to sort your thoughts and process things. Once again, thank you, Brian. You did well. And then
Thank
she
you.
stands up and leaves. So, how is everybody feeling right now?
A bit beaten up.
I think Nancy's fuming. She's pissed off. She does not like being part of a game that somebody else at somebody else's whim, and she does not like feeling trapped. And these are not doing anything to alleviate her rage. None of this conversation has made her feel better. So she's probably just kind of stewing.
I'm gonna try to make the best of this, which is try to not make the absolute worst out of this, and just try to memorize as much as I can of this conversation, and just take this indeed as a learning experience, and know that if I want to fuck with people later, I should do it a little more subtly.
How about you be a good one for once?
So, what happens after Holly left the room?
I kind of forget that those other two are still in my room, and I just start flipping through my notebook again and trying to recreate in my head all the things that I've been doing and try to figure out how exactly have I been doing it.
I think Nancy will stare at the doctor for a good long while before saying, like, wait a second, so you're just gonna just go right back to your books like none of this is happening?
No, I'm going to my books because this is happening. We can't just be angry and try to fix it by being angry.
Want to bet?
You be then be angry outside of my room.
Happily. I'm going to is there any way I can accelerate time on the door to rot it off of its hinges as I walk out?
Yeah, sure.
Travis, please.
You don't have to roll this. I am happy with fast and dirty magic at this moment.
Excellent. Yeah, I will rot the door off of its hinges and like walk through it basically.
Semi-loudly, I would say, this is what's wrong with the youth these days.
Well, I take one more look at the doctor and be like, we're gonna have a little talk later. I'm gonna try to fix the youth I'm part of, and I calmly skedaddle over to Nancy.
Before we get a chance to observe what you are going to do and talk about, I think a few doors down the corridor, somebody is awaking. And you're just coming back from the most incredible power high one could have.
Was there something in the drink? No. I was. What was I doing? I was Sophie. I was investigating Sophie. Why was I investigating Sophie? I was investigating Sophie because she was acting strangely. Maybe there was something in the drinks.
You find yourself lying on the floor in a small hotel room. And as you look around, You see that the walls, the wardrobe, the inside of the door, the mirror in the small restroom, the bed, everything is covered in strange runes. The place is smelling of burned wood.
Okay. Huh. Um, let me try and use my phone to see if I can see the runes through the phone or if it's just me. Since clearly I cannot trust my own perceptions. What am I getting on this?
The phone
Mhm.
is making is repeating what you're seeing.
Okay, so I'm getting the same images on my phone as I'm seeing.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just gonna snap some pictures to get somebody else's opinion, but not right now. Just a few here and there. All right. Can I make any sort of educated guess on what the runes are, what they're saying?
You look at them and you feel the urge to look at them again from a different perspective. And this means you could look at them with your mage sight.
Okay.
There are 3 levels of mage sight. First one is the passive level, which you're always using in a way. You are aware of active magic effects around you. If somebody was casting a spell, you would notice this. Active mage sight allows you to view the world through the lens of your prime arcana, which are, if I am not wrong, mind and is it space?
Yes.
Yeah, and space. And then there is the third option. After you discovered something, you want to scrutinize, or you want to get to the depth of a mystery. You can spend a point of willpower and investigate a magical mystery. And that
Okay.
was one of the rules that we messed up last time. So to use your active mage site, I don't think you need to spend anything. You
Okay.
just have to concentrate. Dip, 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 dip. And what the thing is, what you're starting to see is you have an immediate understanding of the measurements of the room, how far everything is apart from each other, and probably how long it would take to reach any point within this room. This doesn't help you with the runes at all.
No.
And then as you're changing your point of view slightly, you become aware that you aren't the only person in this place able to think. There's another mind close by.
Could I use those two arcana in conjunction, like mind and space, to determine how close that person is?
Yeah, this is completely reasonable to do. And
Okay.
it is just 2.5 meters away in the restroom behind the door.
Oh no. I kind of hate when that happens. Like you're just trying to take a poop and then somebody has this whole magical revelation in the room next to you and you're trying to be really quiet all the while playing the butt trumpet. No.
Thing is, you have the feeling that this person is kind of empty of thought.
Oh, I have that feeling too. But do I know this person?
I don't know. Do you open the door?
Well, I can't not open the door at this point. I'm investigating a mystery.
And, well, it probably isn't a surprise that you find Sophie there.
Is Sophie, is it an alive Sophie or is it a catatonic Sophie?
This is a very, very good question. And you already have encountered your second mystery. Sophie is standing there in the middle of the restroom, and her eyes just go through you.
Okay, are her involuntary life processes currently working?
Yes,
Okay, so she is at least physically alive, if not necessarily mentally present.
yes.
All right, I can work with that. Are there any signs of what could have happened to her?
You look at her. There are no signs on her face, on her hands. Sure, her clothes seem to be in order. She is just standing there, breathing, eyes halfway between open and shut, staring.
All right, can I investigate the room at all? Just a quick
You
look around.
go through the things. She unpacked her luggage, so there is all the things for her hygienic needs. There are the towels. One of them has been used. Apparently, she went to the shower, and your moment of awakening comes back to you. The moment that you realized when she changed. As she arrived, she was completely normal. And somewhere between your arrival at the castle and the opening ceremony, where you couldn't account of any of the leaderships of the team leaders, she was also absent, and this moment led you to this whole strange journey through hell. This is what stands out to you. And what you're certain they didn't do anything to her mind. And yet she's standing there.
Blank. Can I try to read the depths from her?
Hmm?
Can I try to read the depths from her? It's one of my spells.
Oh, what does it do? I'm
Read the
sure you
me-
can.
Read the memories and ideas from a target's subconscious.
Okay. You probably can, yeah. This is Nancy. This isn't Judith. This is Judith.
Look at you.
Okay.
That's Nancy.
Yeah.
It's Brian. It's Ellie.
Okay. Click onto the funny icon next to the spell name.
The funny icon next to the spell name.
Yes.
Yes.
It will tell you this is a mind spell. It will also tell you it is level 3
Mm-hmm.
and it is about potency.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a road spell for you, which is
Mhm.
amazing. Thing is, you have some time at your hand. You can concentrate on this spell.
Okay.
And you also have the feeling that you could use your native talent to express the true nature of the world by using high speech to add some
Okay.
dice to your die roll.
Sure. How do I do that?
You see, there is a box for yantra dice.
Yes.
If you concentrate, this will take another action for your spellcasting, but time is not really an essence, a real factor right now. So you get 2 points from concentration. And high speech will give you, I think, another die. And dip, 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 dip. What else could we do? You could also invoke your true name,
Sure.
which would bring you up to a total of 5 dice.
Okay.
So
5
you add
extra dice.
extra dice. So you add this on yantra dice.
Yeah.
Dip, 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 dip. Everything else on the left side is not of importance right now.
Okay.
Then your potency, you can ramp it up to 3 because that's free for you. We can use more of your reach for casting time because this will reduce it to 1 turn instead of 3 hours. If you
Okay.
make, if you click into the box for advanced at casting time, you can touch her, so you probably don't need any advanced spell stuff for that. We have a lot of free reach that I don't know what to do with right now. Basically, we can just roll the dice and see what happens. You just
Alright.
have to succeed with 1 success, and the spell will work just as planned.
So cast spell.
Cast spell. There are 3 successes. Which is beautiful. How does it look like as you cast the spell?
Her eyes are half open. right?
Yeah.
I will reach out to her, putting my hands very lightly on her shoulders and try and meet her eyes. I mean, I know she's sort of just staring through her, but I want to make eye contact with her while I'm doing this. Let's see. And I will also try and match her breathing so that I am, in essence, mirroring her physical state at the same time. So I can sort of be in the same place that she is, an observer to her current condition.
Yes. Take a moment to concentrate.
Mhm.
And then you carry the signs of word and words of the supernal with you. You make the place resonate with opening, with diving, with sinking, with unfolding, with thoughts. And then you add your name, the very name that you wrote into this book.
Mhm.
And you remember the world of who you truly are. And to this person, to this power, this mind's open up, unfolds, and tells you, now rest, wait, don't become concerned, stay, wait, morning, return, carry through day. And you get the idea. These are mere functions. There's not much of a will to speak of.
Mhm.
There's no real drive, no passion. There's a lack, a massive lack.
Does this feel like something that was done to her, or is it like she has overworked herself into this sort of rut?
You think you should find emotions. You should find something like desperation or the feeling of being overwhelmed, of maybe helplessness or anything like this. But there's nothing like this. This isn't coming from herself. Therefore, there should be something in her, but there isn't.
Mm-hmm. Like she's automated, basically.
Yes.
Another corporate drone. Yeah. Is she the only one I've seen like this at this
Yes.
retreat?
Yes.
Hmm. In looking around the room, did I find any work materials like a laptop or a tablet or something like that?
Yeah, sure.
Notes, okay.
A tablet.
A tablet, okay. Can I get into the tablet at all?
You are familiar with the security procedures for the company.
Hmm.
I could imagine that even though it is, isn't it against the rule to hack the device of another employee of the company?
To hack the device? Yes.
Yeah, because there's a password in place and you would have to use a backdoor and circumvent it, and you don't necessarily have the admission to do this.
Does she remember the password?
Your spell works for surface thoughts. It doesn't go that deep.
Does
if
it
I'm
work for
right.
surface thoughts? Because I was, let me see. It worked for subconscious thoughts.
Oh, for subconscious.
Yes.
Um,
I mean, I'm fine either way. It's just zero problems if the answer is no. It's just one of those.
I have to actually think for a
Okay.
moment and look around this. So you can explore your thoughts about, well, even if I can pry it from her brain, isn't it actually against corporate law to do this? And as you do this, and I look up the funny thing that is the spell, we can have a look at what Nancy is doing right now after she's steamrolled out of this room.
I would say Nancy is probably beelining back toward her room right now. Just fuming, steamingly pissed off.
You reach your room. You're in there. What's happening next?
I'm gonna start going through my things. What all did I bring with me? I'm sure I have. We discussed I have like my makeup bag. I have my laptop. It's probably and obviously my clothing. Um, Now refresh my memory. Did they imply that we were? She implied that we were stuck inside the building, right?
Yeah, the vicinity of the building. And I think you saw the barrier more or less as you came back from the mine tunnel, mine shaft.
All right.
So you can have a walk around the castle if you want to. You just can't hike far away.
I was gonna try something else actually. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna pop open my laptop and start like looking. If I can get like a Google Maps look at this place.
Thing is, as you try to enter the beauty that is the internet, you are greeted by a 404 bad gateway error.
Is it indicating that I have internet right now?
You don't really.
Hmm. All right. I'll slap my laptop shut and slide it angrily across my bed. Um, I would like to. How long is this retreat scheduled to be?
5 days. You're on day 1.
Do I have any sense that time is moving any differently than normal here?
You take in the place around you. You look towards the window, through the window to the sky. And as you pick up a cloud against the blue background, you focus on its movement. Breathe and watch. And you get the idea that at least time is behaving in the normal way, in the reliable way.
I would like to try to. I'm going to throw my laptop back open.
Mhm.
I'm going to. Now, when it mentions runes in the book, is it talking about like runes representing high speech, or these things that I would know if I have high speech?
Runes are a place in for divining devices. I think you could also draw tarot cards. This is like throwing runes.
Oh, okay.
Or carving runes.
Well, specifically, what I was referring to is if there are like graphic forms to high speech, I was going to use those as part of a yantra and generate them on my computer. Probably draw them in Illustrator. And I'm just going to try to look 6 days in the future and see where I am.
You have a spell in mind for this?
Just a good old fashioned spontaneous time 2 effect.
Okay, let's do this. I don't see how you would break something more with this spell. So we're just gonna do a very simple Arcana plus Gnosis roll for this without doing all the complicated math stuff.
Okay, so just
Time and your Gnosis.
all right. So I just in the improvised spell thing, all I need to do is select time and then hit roll, basically.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome indeed. But I think you still go through with replicating the signs that you have seen on your laptop. And as you do, you you find a folder. It's plopping up on your screen. And it is filled with a bunch of video files. And they all have as the last the date for last editing on them, 6 days in the future.
And what's in these video files?
You open them. And what you can see is you. You are standing in the courtyard of the castle. And you are in you are standing there, legs spread, arms thrown into the air, and your fingers clenching. And you see that you are forcefully pulling the sun back under the horizon and pulling the moon back up. And you see that all the blood splatters and puddles around you are disappearing. And you see Brian and Ellie and Judith who are returning. And you see that all four of you are alive again. And then you see yourself, after you've done this, returning through the stairwell that's leading you downstairs, down to the depth where you have only distorted images, but you're sure there's just more death and the source of this power. And after you return there, you relinquish the power and the hunger returns. This almost unsatiable hunger for what's in front of you, what's pulsating under your hands, in its raw and unblemished beauty. There's no falsehood in this power. There is only truth. But there are several other video files. And Ellie arrives at your door.
I'll just say it's open and keep looking through video files.
Okay. And I close the door behind me. And I look at what Nancy is doing.
I'm probably not even looking up from my screen when I say you're gonna die. Don't worry.
We all eventually do.
Yeah, but you're gonna die real soon. Like not today. Don't sweat it too much, and I will bring up the next video file.
I just blink a few times, very slowly. Very like there's a processing little wheel in front of my head, you could say. And how do you know that?
So you're all gonna die, and then I'm gonna fix it, and we're still gonna be stuck. Maybe. Hold on. Um, yeah, I'm gonna check the next video file.
It starts.
Go ahead, sorry.
It starts in the courtyard. You see Ellie. She is looking across the yard to the tower, to the keep. Holly is emanating from it. She looks a little bit exhausted. Her clothes are torn in some places, but she is holding up very well. And there's something in her eyes, a gleam of victory, satisfaction. She comes to Ellie and then she offers her a knife. It is a very nice knife. It is the mere idea of its edge is elementary sharpness. And she offers it to Ellie. And Ellie says, "Good. I knew you would be strong enough in the end. You know, we have stood long enough in the shadows of those who think of us as people to show around, people who think they know what's best for us, who try to bring us down, dampen our souls. I knew you would make it. And Ellie takes a knife. We'll meet again. And then we will see who will come out on top. And then she turns around and leaves through one of the gates. And we can see Ellie measuring the weight and the quality of the knife and the distance towards Holly's back. That's the end of the video file.
And I assume I'm not the only one seeing these because Ellie's looking over my shoulder, basically. Or are they not showing for Ellie? I mean,
They are
that's
probably not showing for her, no.
okay. So yeah, you probably see me then just staring at some, I don't know, I assume empty, like my video player program, but nothing playing in it. And say, all right, look, I'm looking at the future. None of it's good. You don't see this?
No, I think you're doing this all by yourself. I don't know if I have to say good job or seek a therapist, probably both. What did you see?
I said I saw us all die, and then I saw you get a knife from Holly, and looked like Holly was getting ready to leave, and you were looking at her like you were gonna stab her in the back. We got to get the hell out of here. Like there's just like we have to get out of here now. And I close my laptop, throw it in the bag, like throw all my stuff in uh, its bags.
As you do this, you suddenly find something. It feels cold for a second as your fingers touch it and draw it out from under your pillow. But as soon as you hold it really in your hand, and even before you can clearly see it, you have the instant idea this is belonging to you. This is important. This is powerful. It is a small item. What is it?
I think it'll be a necklace with like a pentacle pendant. It's got like branches growing around the outside with leaves on them.
You have never seen this thing, but it is yours.
I'll look at it kind of funny for a second, raise an eyebrow, and then clamp it on, and then get back to packing.
Okay.
Hold on just a second. Look, Nancy, I get it. I don't want to be here either, but maybe we should step away from the doing everything as fast as we can and maybe step into the realm of we're gonna do everything as efficiently and as much under the radar.
Listen, if you want to
We
go
can.
dance to whatever tune they're playing, you're welcome to do so. Feel free. I'm going to spend my energy for the next 5 days either getting out of this place or bringing it to the goddamn ground. I will not be held captive as part of somebody's sick game. And when I looked into the future, I saw death, and I saw despair, and I saw people turning on one another, and I wish to have no part of that either.
Why don't I say this in a figure of speech? Maybe that'll get through you. Instead of using a blunt battering ram to try to get to a steel door, why not try to use the edge of a knife to get the lock open?
I am not following your line of reasoning here. You think that there's some way that playing along with their game is going to get us out of here? Because I'm looking in the future and I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing where that's where this ends. And so far they've done nothing but give me reasons not to trust them, and they just keep mounting. Like they just every decision that is made just keeps mounting. That there's nothing, there's no one here to trust. There's no everything's going to end in blood. It's going to end in blood and darkness and death.
Well, if it's all going to end in blood and darkness and death anyway, why are you even
I
bothering?
promise you from the bottom of my heart, you don't want me to assume it's all going to end in blood and darkness and death anyway. That is not the operation position you want me to assume.
All right. On the
Because
checklist.
if that's the case, then I'm happy to start handing out some blood and death.
All right. On the checklist, teach people what a self-fulfilling prophecy is. Look, I get it. As I said, I don't want to be here either. I just want to crawl back in my little server room and be alone.
Then let's get out of here.
But-
Or let's lock ourselves in this room and wait it out.
Look, this is just my opinion, but why don't we just get as much information as we can without dipping our toes in too hot of waters and just try to stay as much, just as passively seeming as possible, so that the people that want to keep us don't know that we want to leave, because now they know that you want to leave, that's for sure. So they're going to be on extra high alert. Make people underestimate you.
Good luck.
Fine. Sure.
And if Holly hands you a knife, don't take it.
Why would
I don't know. There's a whole lot of if between here and there. Just don't do it.
no I saw a few things about Holly in a few little seconds of very, very clear-mindedness, and I know not to take anything from that woman at all, ever. No, the answer is no.
But you did, or will. Time's weird.
I don't get it. You're always going on about these visions being entirely true, but then trying to act on them as if you want to disprove them. It's either one of the other.
No, it can be both. I'm pretty sure, but nothing's written in stone. The future's not written in stone. Is the past written in stone? I rewound time in one of my visions. I'm gonna try something phenomenally stupid. So if
Again?
I guess stand back and hope for the best. How long have we been here, Tom?
You arrived probably at 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. and it is now the next day.
No, it's still the same day. You had the opening ceremony at 6 p.m. in the evening. Then the two of you, Ellie and Nancy, took a walk. Then weird time shit happened. You returned, and it's probably around about 8 o'clock in the evening now.
I'm going to try to rewind time to before we arrived here. I'm certain that probably won't work, but Nancy's going to try it anyway.
As you build up the spell, how does it look like?
Probably chanting, probably in high speech, probably using my name. Hands out, palms up, fingers clawed, as I'm trying to like literally, build the energy up as I raise my hands up, and then once my hands are fully extended above me, I'm going to try to move the sun back to the east.
As you build up all this power, you are confronted with its limits. And you notice two things. First, there is a fixed point. A point that changed you massively. And this is a point that you can't unravel at this moment. You lack the knowledge, you lack a few links and the raw power. So the temporal sympathy limits you to the moment of your awakening. And then you notice a second thing. You get a feeling of familiarity. Your body reacts to the building power of the spell as if it had encountered something very similar already.
I'll throw my hands down, fall down to my knees in exasperation, start weeping, and say, I've already done this. Fuck.
We return to Judith. So it is absolutely within your skills to bring up the memory of the password.
I thought of something else while I was contemplating, we'll say. Could it be possible that she has like face recognition or biometrics activated on the tablet?
Sure, yeah. Probably fingerprint.
Okay. So I'm going to try her fingerprint first.
It works.
There you go. Now I'm not like raiding her brain for passwords and shit. That feels unethical. All right, cool. I'm going to start looking through the tablet and looking at what she's been working on, recent projects, any open apps, emails, things like that.
Yeah, you realize, you know this already, she is working with IT.
Yes.
And she was on the team that worked on the web shop.
Mhm.
And she did some improvements there and solved a problem with the shopping cart recently. And she received an email that complimented the good and fast work that she was doing, and that it would be a pleasure to have a meeting during the retreat to talk about further perspectives within the company for her.
Mhm. Okay. Can I go back further in that in her email to see if I can see any references to the sort of work she's been working on?
Yeah, she got some mails about several problems and some kind words that makes it easier to swallow another task. And she seems to be one of these persons. If you want to get something done, give it to somebody who is already doing a lot. They will definitely make things happen. And yeah, she has been taken advantage of like this several times.
Uh-huh. But does this seem any more or less out of the ordinary for someone who would be at this level of tired? I mean, my current working theory is that she's been magically manipulated into droning herself for the company. But what I'm looking for right now is some sort of lead as to who might be doing that.
As you're looking through this, you find one or two emails from Celeste Cohen, who
Mhm.
is the head of development. One of the people you haven't seen during the opening ceremony.
Okay. Do I have any idea where she might be now?
Well, there's the bar, there are the workshop rooms, but you don't think at 8 o'clock there will be still workshops going on. They are a more serious person, so they probably aren't joining in on any of the games. So bar is probably the best spot if they are not in private somewhere.
Okay. I'm going to use my phone to take pictures of the emails. So I have a record of them on my device, my personal device. And then I'm going to go. I'm a little torn because, like, the investigator in me tells me I should leave things as they are or put things back in place so it doesn't look like anything got disturbed. But, like, the human in me, of which there's very little, tells me I should get this woman to bed. She needs a nap. It's like gently tuck her in and put a little like sleep mask on her eyes, sing her little lullaby. I don't know which one to choose. It's so many wonderful options.
Indeed.
What if I just like roll a die? Let me just say evens I don't disturb her, odds I do. Okay, we'll do that. There we go. I got 8. So I leave her as she is.
And how do you feel about
Conflicted,
this?
weirdly conflicted, because I'm doing what is the right thing for an investigator to do. But also there was that really maternal urge that leapt out at me for about an hour and was like, she really needs a nap. You should put this baby to bed. How old is she, by the way?
32.
So, okay, she's not really a baby, but there's still that instinct.
Yeah.
And where did that come from? Hmm. That's so strange. I'm not normally like this. Where does it... I'm going to go see if I can hunt down other people and perhaps rejoin the party in more ways than one.
What's happening at Dr. Gilbert's place?
After a while of going to my books, I noticed that at this point I can't find any new information or any more figuring out at this point without doing more research. And since there is nobody here to supervise me, I'm going to go on a little walk and see if the lines guide me anywhere in the direction of the great ball of fire we're sitting on.
It is getting cold pretty fast up here in the mountains. And so you feel a little bit you're freezing a little bit, and you look around. There is music and laughter coming from the big hall. You can see that some of the hotel rooms are lit and some of the windows are open, and you can hear conversations, some quiet, some a little bit enticed by free alcohol. And you can wash away all of this with the cold that is surrounding you, distancing you. And as you are settling in for concentrating on the lines around you, there is somebody else joining you in the courtyard. And that is Judith.
Another sensible human being. All right, I will approach the good doctor. And as I approach him, I realize I really don't know how to ask. Hey, did you go to a magic tower and write your name on it? Because that totally happened to me. No, I will just try and, as casually as Judith is ever able to do things, which is not very, just ask him, how are you things going?
This retreat has been having its toll on my social battery and my mental health. And a bit snarky and sarcastic, it's been a magical experience.
I can relate to that, yes. I found a member of the IT department nearly catatonic in her room after an enchanting experience, we'll say.
Like after the notion of enchanting experience, like I'm gonna activate my mage sight to see if there's anything different, or maybe like in common that I can see on.
Mm. She isn't casting any spells right now. So it's very, very hard to notice anything about her. Let me have a look if Brian can tell you anything. Forces won't tell you anything about her. Um, um, uh, you can probably see that Judith has a connection to the place and the well of power beneath you, as did Ellie, Nancy, and Holly also did.
Can I try to use supernal vision? Because then I can read her pattern.
Sure.
And use my third eye. It's a prime one.
Yeah. It's a thick book. Reveal her fellows as the wells of. For one turn, the subject automatically knows whether it's connected to the spawner. A person is a mage. Yeah, this would totally work for you. Okay. This isn't a road for you, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, but it is a level 1 spell, and there is nothing to withstand. We're gonna shortcut it, and you're just gonna roll the Prime Arcanum and your Gnosis for this roll. And if you succeed, you succeed.
That's... Where is my notchy somewhere?
The funny thing is that Judith will notice that you're casting a spell.
What are we trying to accomplish here?
We're trying.
Hang on, I gotta get my calculator out.
There's one success. How does it look like as you cast your spell?
Actually, a bit exactly like that. It's written in like an eye opening up in the middle of my forehead, like scanning up and down like a biometric scanner. Like
This is go ahead.
like God measuring you for who you are.
This is obvious to me as well.
It is obvious to you, yes. And the thing is, well, it's probably not God measuring you. That's what's happening in Brian's head.
Right.
But
there's the whole third eye.
There is the whole
scanner moment.
third eye thing, yes. And you also realize that Brian is bringing something forth that is true. That is not like the place you are in. That is not a lie.
Well, that's new.
Just a question. How much is the potency of my spell?
The potency is basically it's about the amount of numbers that you want to ask me, right?
Oh.
I think it should be 3 because you gain the reach. That should be all right.
Yes. I want to know her highest rated Arcanum and how many Arcana subjects they know what their nimbus is.
Okay. What is your highest arcanum?
Mind.
Mind. What you get from Judith is that she walks through thoughts and that she could easily walk through yours. And how many arcana do you know?
3.
3. Yeah. So yeah, she is a mage.
I just like casually say, "Oh, mind mage." Good to know. Now I can be honest with you. What the fuck is going on in here?
And I think this is a beautiful moment to make our break.
Personal space
Excellent.
invasion.
Awesome. So yeah, if you're watching live, hang out. We will be back momentarily. If you are watching in VOD, just go ahead and fast forward till you see our pretty faces again. Quick reminder: if you're looking for something to do while you are waiting for our return, there are a couple of end of the year sales going on over at Indie Press Revolution and at Studio 2 for physical copies of our books. There's a pinned comment that will lead you in the chat to the Abyssal's Indiegogo, which is only got a couple days left. So you are running out of time. If you've not yet checked that out, please consider doing so now. And then lastly, I do want to remind you before we disappear from the screen for a few moments, the Trinity Continuum Anima released this week. And you can pick it up now in POD and PDF over at DriveThruRPG. And the link is there in the chat. So stick around, hang tight. We'll be back momentarily. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to twitch.tv/The Onyx Path. We're back from our break, ready to dive back into this amazing tale of magic and mayhem called Point of No Retreat. And on that note, I will hand the floor back over to Tom. Tom, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I really like this floor. I'm gonna fold it and take it with me. This is just one of the very few ideas that you can come up with if you're confronted with now kind of limited, unlimited powers. Another good instinct would be this floor. You're sure it is real? Because I don't know anything anymore. Which is kind of more the mindset that some of our player characters are in right now. The sun is gone. It decided to hide behind the horizon and the mountains and left the field to the moon, who is now shining its silvery light on the scenery. There is a little bit of a cold breeze going through the castle walls, and we see Judith and Brian standing in the courtyard, identifying each other as people who see the world from another perspective, and asking the very potent question, what the fuck is going on? So, Brian, what the fuck is going on?
If I asked that question, you need to know. But yeah, as I quite rudely read my colleague, I just quite exasperated, just ask a question like,
What the fuck is
do
going
you,
on?
yeah, do you know anything more about this?
No. But also, I have discovered something that is quite possibly unrelated or possibly related. And I'm going to show him the emails. So this is who I'm looking for, Celeste. Because clearly, whatever happened to Sophie, whatever made her go catatonic and forced into this repetitious mantra of work without rest, it's coming from somewhere else. This is not natural. It's not a natural state. There's no spark, there's no passion in it. So my concern is that this could be happening to other employees. And what is causing it, it could put everyone else at risk.
Sadly, that won't be on my
What?
highest priority. Sadly, that won't be on my highest priority list for now. I am more concerned with why are we suddenly magical girls, and why is there a great ball of fire in the ground, and why is HR making us play a game we don't want to play? Well, because apparently HR has mages, and some of our oracles also turn into mages.
I get the feeling that you and I have had entirely different experiences here relating to magic.
Oh yes. You know, like the girl from the server room and the angry girl. Oh, I forget her name. But
Ellie
they
and
like to.
Nancy.
Yes, they love to play with time because apparently you can play with time now.
Okay.
One of the one things in the math that is non-negotiable, apparently it is. And so if we don't fix their puzzle, we're not allowed to leave.
Ellie and Nancy's puzzle or HR's puzzle?
HR's puzzle, like the
Okay.
great escape room, as they call it.
So we have to solve the escape room before they let us go.
That's what I got from it.
Who in HR is telling you this?
I checked my notebook and I probably have the name written there somewhere because in real life I have the
It's Holly
Holly.
Patterson.
it's Holly Patterson.
Having gone through the emails from Sophie, can I recall any Holly Peterson emails?
Yeah, that's the person who sent the email about future opportunities in the company.
Mm-hmm. So is it a reasonable and fair assumption to make that they tried whatever they were trying to do with Sophie first and it didn't succeed?
Therefore, you would need to know what kind of spell was done to Sophie. And yeah, investigate that further. You're pretty sure it's not a mind spell.
Yes.
Wait, you mentioned that there was magic used on the person?
Uh, this is as of 20 minutes ago. This is all new to me. What I'm saying is whatever happened to her doesn't seem like anything part of the natural course of events. I've seen corporate burnout before. This is not what's happened to her. There would be a lot more anger if she was suffering from corporate burnout, not just emptiness.
I could try to remove what they did.
We could, sure. Do you want to come back? There's the room was also covered in runes, and I'm going to show him the runes on my phone if they're still there.
They are still there.
Can he see them?
He can see them, but you know, it's more like if you put a piece of paper onto something else and then rub a pencil over the sheet of paper, so you just have the rough outlines.
Mm-hmm.
It is the same effect. You have the picture. You've captured the visuals of the runes, but it's not the thing. It became meaningless by making a photo of it, at least to
Right.
Brian.
The picture of food never looks as good as the real thing.
Right.
It does indeed say less than 1,000 words.
If you would kindly bring me there, I can see what I can unravel and tear apart.
Gladly. I could always use another set of eyes on this. And I will take him back to Sophie's room.
Oh, by the way, since I have rudely saw it from you, apparently I am adept at prime magic.
Good to know. As soon as I completely understand what that is, I'm sure that will become relevant.
The magic of magic, from what I understand.
Huh. Good to know. Let us continue.
In the meantime, as you return to the sleeping rooms, we are looking into one of these rooms. There is a bag and the other word that I'm always forgetting, suitcase. Hastily packed. There are probably some sleeves still hanging out of the suitcase, which is shut close. And yeah, Nancy, now darnishing in your amulet, standing in the room, and there's also Ellie.
Nancy's probably still kneeling and might be still weeping.
Yes, you're right. Sorry.
I'm just like, I awkwardly hover my hands above her and then decide to let it rest on one of her shoulders, very softly, trying not to startle her even more and add to the chaos. Just like,
After taking a couple of deep breaths, I think Nancy will stand up. Kind of wipe her cheeks, realize how horrible her makeup must be running. Snatch her makeup bag and go into the bathroom. And start just kind of fixing her face. And if she's not interrupted after a moment, once she's got everything back where it belongs, she will step back out and say, "Fine, we're gonna have to go through this, I guess."
just don't try to make enemies you don't need to make from the beginning.
Don't worry, I'll shut my mouth and be quiet and be a good girl, but I promise you when I find out who's responsible for this, I'm going to hit them so fucking hard their eyes are going to switch sockets.
Very creative way of saying that. But yeah, I'm going to try and figure out as much as I can about this because I have no clue. I have no clue.
Don't get me wrong, here's my order of priority. Figuring out how to get the hell out of here, and then everything else.
I think by figuring out the second thing, we're going to figure out the first thing better, other than focusing entirely on the first thing. But speaking of, there's more than a stew here. And I slightly jog to the door and peek my head out. Don't necessarily see them here, but maybe the doctor could be of any help.
And
Just peek my head out the door.
yeah, it would be a horrible, very, very convenient twist of fate if they was just to happen to come up the staircase and heading towards Sophie's room.
Great. Well, I should stop jinxing things, or reverse jinxing them, I guess. The doctor is coming upstairs, so maybe it would be a good idea to just like gather up and try to figure out what the fuck happened here, and maybe share some perspectives, because I am grasping at straws right now.
Yeah, sure.
And I peek back out and I see Brian probably walking like on his way to go past us.
Yes.
Like, hey, Doc.
Yes. What are you pointing at?
I open the door slightly more so another body can pass through.
The doctor
He's going to do something.
the doctor is in company. There's also Nancy.
No, you mean
Judith.
Judith, yeah.
I know we're beautiful, gorgeous women,
Yes.
but We are our own independent people.
And now I
Uh,
feel bad.
Wait, do I know Judith as being from HR, right?
I'm not from HR.
Or was it something that I have beef with or should have
Security.
beef with? Yeah, I have beef with
Security.
security, that's for sure.
But it's like we know each other's secrets, I think.
Yes, you do.
No, no. I know I have a very stale beef with you. No.
We entered the stage of we're just gonna leave each other alone because we're at mutually assured destruction here.
Yeah. Well. Can I sense anything on Judith, just like the doctor did, without having to like cast a spell? Can I sense like there's some magic in the air?
I've got the magic in me.
If you turn on active mage sight, fate, you probably won't know that she is a mage, and you don't have access to Prime as Brian does, but you could at least garner if you are connected in a way.
Well, I do, like, if that even wouldn't work, I have interconnections. It reveals marks of fate on people, places, and things the mage observes. So I probably do notice that something is afoot with Judith.
You notice that and
If it's fate. Mm-hmm.
it is fate, and
Mm-hmm.
it's being wonderful. Okay,
No.
okay.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
You take a good look at Judith,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the web unfolding. She is connected to many people here. You see that she is connected to you, to Brian, and to Nancy. And then you see that she is also covered in a very fine spun second web. And it is of a different quality. It is not like those connections to the people around her. It is something that is so strongly connected to her that you were immediately drawn to think about how would I do it. It looks like it's strangling her, but you have absolutely no idea how you would do this. And you get the feeling that there is something in Judith's life that will happen. And it's not like this is a future and it might happen or anything like this. No. There's something predetermined for Judith to happen. There's no way around.
Well, I think to myself, rather you than me. But I then figure out like, oh, have you also had a very eye-opening experience in the last 24 hours?
I would say in the last 24 minutes, maybe? I don't know. Time seems to be moving strangely for me.
Time, yes, verily. Well, that makes four of us.
At least.
Yes, at least like the merry band of four apparently who have gone through the little eureka moment at the same time, I think. But then again, I don't think anymore about time because it's apparently very difficult. Regardless, my plan was to maybe like have a little sit down and a talk, like how we're gonna figure things out because we're kind of stuck here. And yeah.
How about we do a little sit down in the rune room? So I can.
Room?
Oh yes, there's apparently a woman devoid of any will.
Oh, so your average person working here after 5 years. I mean, sure,
No,
sure.
it's worse than that.
I was going to say, there's probably a lot of people around here that are devoid of will.
Like, I
Well,
get it. We've all worked in this company for long enough. I've seen corporate burnout. This is not that. She lacks even anger over her state of being. There's nothing there.
And where is she at?
She's in her room. I left her where she was. It didn't seem prudent to mess around with her too much.
Don't suppose she had a key on her, did she?
Did she have a key on her?
Did you check for a key?
I investigated everything as much as I could.
Then yes, she had a key.
Yeah, she had a key.
Good. Sounds like a great place to start to me.
All right, then let's go. It's just down here. I left everything as it was. I hopefully nobody came in. I took pictures of everything.
Ellie, one last thing. As
mhm.
Judith and Nancy were talking, the string between them, it had a strange vibration to it. You know, like the vibrations of the glass flowers at the ground level of the tower.
Oh, those things that cut me? Yeah.
Yeah, that you learned how to handle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay, but it is probably nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And you leave Nancy's room and you walk a few doors down the hallway and you enter the room full of runes.
I'm gonna start my little experiment. I'm gonna try to dispel magic
On what?
on the sweet lady that is taking a little nap, an eyes open nap.
Is she still there? First of all, let's
She
just
is still standing as you have left her like 15 minutes ago.
You said there's runes in this room?
There's runes in this
all
room
over the place.
all over the place.
Do they look familiar at all?
Um, I say yes and no. They are more or less written in the language that appears familiar to you, but you don't know the words. As you start looking at them, there's one phrase that you don't know the meaning of, but it immediately becomes important to you.
Where is this phrase written or carved?
It is on the door.
Like the inside door of the door of the room?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
I'm gonna point at it and I'm gonna say, "Does this look familiar to anybody else?"
Does it?
This was Judith asking, right?
This is Ipsy asking.
Okay, this is yeah, you're right. You look at it, and yeah, you know what this is. It is a faint afterglow, but this is your name.
Okay, yes, okay. Of course I know what it means. Is there a consequence for them knowing my true name? And do I know that the consequence exists?
I don't know. You feel powerful invoking your name.
Right.
And apparently writing this down into this book made you the person that you are now.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely power in this.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure what you can do with it.
Hmm.
Okay. Now I've the spell at the ready, and Judith takes a brief second to think about what she's going to say.
I
This
just can't
spell
remember what it is. Sorry.
is it that important? There's still the question of, does anybody know what this means? And you haven't answered yet.
Yes, I know what it means.
Nancy's going to stare at her until she says something else, or until like a full 10 seconds has passed before saying, "Go on."
Ellie just looks at the wall and like, I already had dyscalculia, but I think I might be dyslexic as well now.
Well, it's because it's Korean.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm still looking for it. What it means. I had it written down. I can't remember where I wrote it.
You send it to me in a private chat on Discord.
I did, and I cannot find it in there. Yeah.
I
Here
found
it is.
it.
I found it. Yes. But at the same time, it's my birth name. It's Ho Young.
Okay. So you wrote this on here, or did she write it on here? And it's just a creepy coincidence.
So, as Judith is going back in time in her head, reconstructing what happened, is she noticed
Is it in my
Sophie?
hand? Is it in
Hmm?
my handwriting?
Kinda. Kinda. She entered the room before you. You entered after her. The room wasn't covered in runes then.
Mm-hmm.
Then you came to your moment of awakening, and afterwards, it was covered in runes.
Mm-hmm.
And she was standing in a bathroom.
Oh, oops. Oh shit, my bad. No. Hmm. Ah, I didn't know you could do that. Well, of course, I didn't know any of us could do any of this.
So, like, you did this by accident, is what you're saying?
I don't know that Hmm. I will say it wasn't intentional.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good, I guess. So you were in here.
No. I
Not
would
good?
not. I would not say that unintentionally stripping a woman of her entire will is a good thing. No.
Oh, I just meant that it's good that you were the one that wrote this and not, like, some other terrible beast. Yeah,
Ah.
ripping her brain out probably wasn't great. Um, hey, are you in there still? I'm gonna...
You direct your attention back to Sophie, and we can see Brian having probably investigated her state further. How did you prepare your spell?
I was going to like use the prime light to see the magic and how it lays and how is it affect how the strands are, how the numbers are, and just gonna untangle them, put the things back where they belong, and try to unmake what has been made.
And you get to the point where you're crafting, or you are discerning the image in front of you. You look at her from all directions. You look for the weaving of magic. You look into all the important values. What you notice, there is no active effect on her right now.
This one's broken.
Yes.
I would like to, if I could, see if this person has a soul.
You look at her and you concentrate on the matters of the soul, which are reigned by the arcanum of death. And you look at her. You really look at her, and as you concentrate on matters of soul, everything turns grey. You see the bright beacon of Brian. You see the lights of Ellie and Judith. And you see nothing in Sophie.
Oh, you weren't bullshit. She's empty.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are supposed to have souls, right? Like that's normal. Normally we have a soul, right?
Yeah,
She doesn't.
that's my thought. No.
And then she's dead.
No, she's not. Like
No, she's not
she's
dead.
very
She's
well
just
alive.
The soul
and
is gone, so dead.
that. No, there's
no.
those apparently aren't connected.
Yeah, it's comatose, I think would be appropriate.
No, comatose is locked. This has no soul. It's nothing but an empty vessel.
Call it what you want, but for like a very short recap, okay? Sophie here is like this because you did a
That
thing.
I'm not sure of. Hey, girls who
Well,
happen to like playing around with time.
I was about to say that, so please let me do my job. Thank you.
Why don't you have a look?
And I am going to try and see if I have anything that can help with this. I do have time, which can look into the past. And do I have anything that might be fate related? Nah, because it already happened. I am going to try and cast post cognition, which is a time 1 spell. The passive mage can see into a passive subject and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Am I able to share my perceptions?
I think I probably the pros will be on the contrary side of this, but I think it is a very important element of the setting that mages can't share mage side because they are looking at the world from the perspective of their arcana. And there's so much conflict in this that they can't get a united vision of the world that this doesn't work. I think what Brian is also getting as Ali is setting up the spell. You're pretty sure magic was used to do this. Yeah, you see like the wound in her matrix, in her aura. Okay. The mage views the subject in real time from a moment declared when casting until the duration of expires. Mage can see through past of a subject present view them. By default, the caster may only be unchanged subject by the time. Okay. Okay. You will be able to look in the past until she was changed on a fundamental level.
Okay.
So you can still get information from this.
Okay. Good. I can try to do that, and then I have another trick up my sleeve that I would like to cast as like as a little follow-up to the information, and then I will be done throwing around possible paradox.
Okay, wonderful. Because I really need to know if you're able to cast this spell, we will have to do this quickly by rolling some dice. So we go into the magic thing. And
It's a little hand again. I haven't cast a spell yet today, so
it is not one of your already written down spells, is it? I don't think so.
no, this is the first time I'm casting it.
Okay, so we go actually onto the improvised spellcast step, which is just above magic, the funny hand with the fireball around it.
Arcanum time level 1 primary factor information.
It's potency.
I have 2 dots in time.
So you get 2 free reach.
Hmm.
How do we spend reach?
I'm going to make the casting time not take 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And other ways to expand reach was what was range, and also sorry, it's been a month.
Yeah, it's all right. Okay. Duration. This will give you 1 turn.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably go on advanced for duration, because otherwise you will see her for 3 seconds.
Yes. Okay. So duration, advanced. How far can I stretch this with the reach I have?
With advanced, you have 1 scene, so this would be give you yeah, plenty of information, so you can basically spend a scene in the past.
Okay. So I think I have everything down correctly. Wait, Yantra dice. I do have something I think I can use for that.
You can concentrate, which will give you 2 points.
Yes. And then I think I should cast.
Yeah.
I think I clicked. I didn't. Okay.
There we are. Wonderful. How does it look like?
I get on one knee. Is she sitting, right? Or
She is standing in her bathroom.
Okay, standing. That's even creepier. I just like I awkwardly did with Nancy, I am just going to grab her shoulder, like very awkwardly tap it a little, and close my eyes and trying to untangle what happened before, like going back into a knitted sweater to go back to the strands with my hand a little like this as well, go back in time.
Mm-hmm. You are in a different place. There is it is a small room made from rough stone blocks, and it through from one direction you can enter it from a very downtrodden spiral staircase. And out of this room, there is another opening, an archway. The place is basically not lit. There's a little bit light coming from flames. Small light tongues licking up the stonework of the arch. And Sophie, is lying on the ground. You can hear that the tunnel leading away from the archway, that there are people, 2 or 3, and then there is a scream, and an angry sound, like a swarm of aggressive hornets coming out of nowhere. Another scream. Something in this scream makes your heart ache. Pain turns towards a level of desperation and fear. And then it just mellows out. Sophie is on the ground before you. The place feels strange. Feels like a place that wasn't supposed to be entered. There was a barrier that is now gone. Sophie opens her eyes, slowly gets up, ignoring the dying flames, unable to recognize the sizzling sound in the air of diffusing magic, ignoring the swarm of angry hornets and wasps. She takes the spiral staircase. And your vision ends as you come to daylight outside of the central courtyard, a little bit off in the restricted area of the castle.
Wow. That was sorry. Sorry, that was okay. I tried to relay what I saw in the most understandable way possible, but I don't think I'm doing a very good job. I'm just like saying a lot of I felt and not a lot of I know. And I'm just I have been at a loss for this entire time since this entire thing happened, so no one got anything against me, just throwing the bones?
No, by all
Go
means.
for it.
Okay. And I am finally going to use my favorite arcana and cast Serendipity, which is Fate 1. A momentary glimpse of all the potential roads her destiny may follow to the desired destination, which allows the mage to identify the next step she must take to accomplish her stated objective.
What,
Basically just cheating my way through this.
what is your destination?
My destination is probably very, very far, but since Nancy is so goddamn branded on it, and I want to give her something to hold on to so I can control her just a little, I'm going to say getting out of here, but as non-violent and non-suspicious and passive as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is that one of my? No, still haven't used any of my my rotor praxis because why would I? That so use potency. Concentration will add 2 dice. Duration, not. I think I can have a duration, but range doesn't really count here since it's just me and me alone.
Yeah.
Okay. I can add reach, especially to substitute skills, which I might not need. Sorry, just like these goddamn spells are turning my brain to a beautiful, smooth sludge.
So let's do the following.
Yeah.
Roll Fate and Gnosis.
Okay. Fate and Gnosis. And then just roll
And
the
just roll.
selected. Yes. That's a 3 successes.
That is 3 successes. You want to get out of this with the minimum of harm done. And what you find is that your eyes are drawn by Nancy's amulet. And you remember how she found that. It was beneath her pillow. And an image comes to your mind of a hand tugging the jewelry carefully beneath the pillow, and And then you have the idea, wait, this happened several times. And as you see the same thing happening in your bedroom, you can follow the arm to the torso and to the head. And you see the face of one of your co-workers, a man by the name of John Reed. And this is the end for tonight.
Oh my God, we got a package. We got packages. It's Christmas.
Yes.
Awesome.
So thank you very much. And yeah. A lot of things happened emotionally today.
It was a lot of big feelings today. A lot of
Yeah.
big feelings. It was fun.
But
It was awesome. Good work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had
Thank
fun.
you. And I think we're getting a hang on this spellcasting.
Yes, yes. Seemed
Some more than others.
to be getting
I
it sorted out.
others.
Yeah.
So
So
go ahead. Can you say something?
who is going to get us off the stream? I guess.
Yeah, I can walk us out if that's workable. Just a reminder that if you've not yet done so, please make sure that you follow and subscribe this channel if you've enjoyed what you've seen. There is a Twitch promotion going on right now with 25% off of subs. So perfect time to sub if you've not yet done so. I want to thank all the players for being here today. I want to thank Tom for the amazing storytelling. Always a pleasure. And I want to thank you, the viewers, for watching. Remember that we've got our new release for this week is Trinity Continuum Anima in both PDF and POD. So that is up over at DriveThruRPG. If you check the pinned comment in our chat, you will find the Abyssals Indiegogo, which is currently running. It's got just a couple days left in it, so you want to get involved with that while you still can. And we have a couple of end of the year sales going on at our physical publishers, our physical partners, I should say, over at Studio 2 Publishing and Indie Press Revolution. Thank you all so much for being here. Please stick around. We're getting ready to raid a friend of the channel, Bunny Hearted, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time back here for more Mage the Awakening. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.